Hello, Life Science class. We're beginning our unit on the human body and just wanted to walk us through some of the different systems that we have in our body. A total of 11, as you can see from my list here. Our chapters are going to be dividing up those systems so that we'll have a chance to learn about each one of them. So we're starting now with chapter 19, and it covers the integumentary, the skeletal, and the muscle system. Chapter 20 is going to tell us about the circulatory, immune, and excretory systems. 21, our respiratory and digestive systems. And 22 is going to be our nervous, endocrine, and reproductive systems. So I just wanted to kind of give us like a big picture using these various kinds of breakdowns to our chapters. We're going to start off today talking about the integumentary system. Not sure how many of you are familiar with that name, but it has to do with our skin, our hair, our nails. It's basically the first line of defense that our body has to try to keep pathogens, which means, we've talked about those before. Pathogens are the things that are not supposed to be on our bodies. Things like germs. When we talk about the COVID-19 virus, right, that would be an example. We want to keep that out of our skin. So the anatomy of our skin starts off with the epidermis, which is the outer layer. Those skin cells that are, again, trying to protect our body. There's always like a dead layer of skin cells that we're going to wash off. But also involved here are the nerve endings that we have. We're going to see that a lot of our systems work together to protect us. And so we'll come back to this idea of nerve endings when we talk about the nervous system. Also part of our epidermis would be the nails that we have, right? Our fingernails and toenails. Okay, so the epidermis is the outermost layer of skin. The dermis is going to be an inner layer of skin. It's a thick layer, it's got our connective tissue, it has the little hair follicles that come out of our skin growing from that dermis. Just underneath the dermis on the innermost layer of our skin would be the subcutaneous. One way to think about this would be like a submarine, right? Going down deeper into our skin. Subcutaneous layer is going to be the area that has the fat cells, the fibers, the elasticity of our skin there. Physiology of the skin has to do with what does the skin do? What's its job? What does it do for us? One of those things is sensation, right? Our nerve receptors. If we touch something hot, a hot stove, immediately we feel pain, we pull our hand back. Goosebumps, right? If we're cold, we shiver, we have goosebumps forming on our skin. That's part of our body's protection to help keep us at the temperature that we need to stay at. Another thing our skin is going to do for us is to protect us, right? When we have calluses, we have hardened layers of skin that happen from using our skin again and again. If we use our skin in an unusual way, like we're not used to shoveling and we shovel or rake a lot, and that hard handle rubs against our skin, it might create a blister, right? That's, again, our body's way of trying to protect ourselves from it. Our regulation of body temperature is going to be basically tied to a couple of other systems that we're going to talk about later on. Our blood vessels, right? That would be our circulatory system. and our sweat glands. Both of those are going to be trying to help us to maintain a constant about 98.6 body temperature. When we got done studying about animals a few chapters ago, we learned that there were some animals that their body temperature changed with their surroundings. Our bodies, we're mammals, right? Our bodies don't do that. We maintain a constant temperature. And so our body's going to try to bring extra blood to the site, or is going to try to air condition our skin by bringing blood closer to the surface and get cooled off. Skin color is also part of our integumentary skin system. Our skin has melanin and keratin, two types of pigments in it that are going to change our skin from, in some people, being more pale colored and some skin being darker pigmented. Our eye color is also going to be one of the things that can be different from person to person. I wanted to cover two more slides here. Our skin color, a little bit of sunlight is good for your skin. We want to have the ability to make vitamin D. We need to have exposure to sun. But when we get too much of an exposure to sun, it causes us to get a sunburn, right? And that's when the sun's UV rays are affecting our skin cells. UV rays can also cause skin cancer if we're exposed to them for too long or for too intense of amount of time, even if it's short. Tanning actually protects the skin, because if our body has the ability to produce melanin, then it's going to help us to be able to protect ourselves from sun. So those kind of things are, again, part of our integumentary system. Thanks. We'll talk again tomorrow about the skeletal system, one of our other 11 body systems.